Hello and welcome to Beyond the Rift, where we will be talking all things Smite. I am your host, Demon Machine, and this is my co-host, Revel.
Hey.
Joining us tonight, we have HiRezTravis Duke in the top left corner, sharing a window, is both of them at the moment. Of course, Shiny Things is our lovely interviewer who got the original interview with Travis earlier, that actually showed up earlier today. She'd done it last week, a couple weeks ago.
And over here on my left, or your right, depending on your point of view, is Alicite, who everybody knows and loves as really frustrating to play against, Agni mid. And then we have Fixie over on our right, who is, well, a man who needs no introduction.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. You can just Google him. You'll see.
So,
Google me, bro.
So Travis, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm captivated by this monkey hat, though.
Yes. Tell us about the monkey hat, Fixie.
So we went to Six Flags Great America in Chicago, and I was playing a game, and my wife's like, I'm going to go over here and play this game. It was the thing, you grab the hammer and you go like that. And I tried it 4 times before, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't make it happen. So she went over there, she gave the money, one swing, boom, 100. And all of a sudden, I hear ding, 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 and people are clapping, and she comes up to me smiling with the monkey head. She's like, here you go, baby. Go make me a sandwich. It was awful. I was so mad.
It's priceless.
And so now, anytime anyone argues with you, you say, I have a monkey on my head.
And a wife with a sidearm. Come at me, bro.
Very nice. So, are you excited to be here? Is this, have you been on a stream or anything like that before? Travis?
I've been on some of the streams just with gameplay and talking and answering questions before, but nothing in this format. I really like this the idea here.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun. We thoroughly enjoy it.
Yes.
Getting all the really good people all together and talking about the game. And
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely fun.
and
absolutely
shooting
fun.
the breeze, as it were.
So, then I guess we'll ask the first question of the day. Where are the patch notes?
The patch notes are being prepared for next week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Does that
Okay.
mean we might be getting a god?
It means
Or
that
2?
our current plans are that a god will be released in next week's patch.
Sweet. Golf clap.
I like it. I
Yay.
like it.
So, unless something greatly bad happens, there will be one, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Are there going to be any other fun tweaks or any other spiffy things that you can talk about that we have to look forward to?
Yeah, I've been going over all the data. We get tons. Unfortunately, since we're having so many matches played every day, we get a lot of good information about all those matches. And I'm taking a look at a couple of different characters that just need a little bit more help in basically not necessarily damage, but in their team play to help them get more wins.
Nice.
So I'm looking at a couple of different things to help a couple of those characters. The good news is that the majority of the characters are falling well within the limits that we want and that we set for where we want each of the gods to be, as far as if you pick a certain god, is the win percentage good or bad based on the other team not having that god. So if your team happens to pick Sobek, for example, and the other team does not, how often does Sobek win?
A lot.
Well, you would think that would be the case, and that's what we're wanting to get the majority of the characters to fall between 45 and 55%.
Nice.
So we don't want any to be outside of that range. So right now, that's where they're all falling. So I'm pretty happy with that overall.
Great.
Awesome.
That sounds really great.
So, like, the couple weeks ago, was Guan Yu just way, way above what it should have been?
Let's say that he was above 55%, and we'll leave it at that.
Well, that's cool. That's excellent. That's excellent. So we're going to start getting to some of our questions. The first question I had was a big one, which is, are you guys working on colorblind mode? Because 10% of the gaming population is colorblind, and some of our BL gaming staff are actually colorblind, and he has to memorize all the other team before he gets in the game, or else he will be attacking the wrong person.
That is a really good question. About 10% of the staff working on Smite is also colorblind.
Oh, nice.
So we do keep that in mind. The lead programmer actually is one of the ones that's colorblind, and he does have the problem that's very similar to where he has trouble distinguishing between the reds and the greens, specifically as it pertains to health bars or the outlines that we put around some of the effects and things, so that you can identify your team versus another. So we're always keeping that in mind, and we've already added some things that make it easier to distinguish between the two, and we will continue to work on those.
Great.
Excellent. Excellent. That is perfect. That is
Great.
perfect. Perfect. What are some of the other ones? One of the ones is, are we going to be getting like a top 50, top 100, timetable soon, where we can actually see how people are doing, who are the best people in the game thus far?
Well, right now we don't. We have a way to make it visible internally to us, and just to make sure that our matchmaking is working correctly and that our rankings are correct. We turned that off when we went into the closed beta, because we didn't want that to affect people's outlook on the game from a match lobby. We don't want people to say, "Wow, we're going to lose because this guy on my team is a ranking that's really low." And so that said, we are going to work on in the future to have the ability to look at profiles, see wins and losses, and in the future we will be working on a ranked mode that those things will be visible.
Great.
Excellent. Excellent. And I assume you guys are planning on a draft mode in the future, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Good. Just wanted to get that out there so Fixie doesn't spoil it, He's waiting for it.
Easy there, killer.
Oh, but I kind of want to add on to the whole thing with the ELO, but we'll be able to see maybe like a top 100s graph of that. Like I posted something on the forums about that, and it's getting some reception.
What kind of time frame are we looking at, maybe getting to see who are the best players in the game?
Yeah.
I don't really see a problem with just posting that every once in a while, at least on the forums.
Yeah.
So that's probably something we can talk about, and I'll actually get with Brandon, Duke. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
They all know by now anyway.
and we'll look it over and make sure that it's something that we want to post. It definitely top 100 wouldn't be offensive. Anything else people may not want to see. So
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, then you could play for that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
And then you can actually go to the streams, and when they say number 1 such and such, you can be like, no, that's not true.
Right.
actually, no.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Let's
Just
see.
Google me.
One of the other big questions people wanted to know was, why are the beads so cheap?
The intention for the abilities is to make them all
We're going to ask some of these.
equal strength and make the price all the same. We always look at those abilities, and we're always looking at the items that we add to the game to make sure that we're not giving something so cheap that makes it that you have to own that particular item over the others.
Right.
So those items that are in those ability slots are we want everyone to be on an even playing field. And if one was 1,500, let's say, for example, like the beads were 1,500, then someone that can farm quicker would have access to that sooner than the other players.
Interesting.
So we don't want people to not be able to have a counter that they feel they might need until later in the game, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an
Would you
interesting
like
way
to
of
ask some-
looking.
Would you like to ask some questions now, Rebel? Or
Yes,
still
yes.
touching?
We had some more questions. We had a great question answer thing done by Shiny Things over in our top right. So, and for all those people on the stream that haven't had a chance to read through it, it's really good. You should definitely check it out at our website, blgaming.com. Thank you very much again for doing it. So I just wanted to reiterate some of these questions because they're really good. So I have here that I say Smite is fairly new in its closed beta, and the amount of players keep increasing, like, consistently. More people play, the more people get keys, the more people play. it's great. How do you guys feel about this? And the numbers that you can see that, because we can only pretty much go by people in game, all that kind of stuff, when we're on and seeing it. What does it look like to you guys?
So, what does the
how did the numbers
increase in population look like?
Yeah, how's it look, and how do you guys feel about that?
Yeah.
Well, I probably speak for everybody that's been working on Smite that we've been completely shocked in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We started small, and we expected to grow just based on allowing friends to invite friends.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, and we really, and truly, honestly, can't figure it out. We went viral somehow.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Because your game rocks. Yeah.
Well, thank you. But it kind of just exploded, and it was literally like we were just checking the numbers every hour, and someone would come over and say, how things were going, and people were just floored. and it's been overwhelming. It's humbling, obviously, but it makes us feel like we're doing something good and right. So we're like all fired up to keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, we've also done coverage for Super Monday Night Combat, and when that game was in closed beta, we noticed that the population would go up and go down and go up and go down, and I've not noticed that at all in Smite. And everybody, I'll watch streams that other people are doing, and
Continue.
yeah, thanks for that. In the middle of my sentence, he's like, "Hey, look at that."
Yeah. Hey.
It's like, hey, by the way, stop. Look at that. So sorry about that. And so people that switch between multiple streams, their viewers would be like, he's like, all right, well, we're going back to League of Legends. They're like, no,
Yeah.
we don't want to watch that. Go back to Smite. It's more fun. Yeah. So I mean, you guys, it's really good. So Demon, what?
So Duke, do you have something to say? You want to answer that too?
Well, Travis and I were just talking last night about something that we've noticed. We'll go to some of these streams, and they're throw some keys in chat and stuff like that, and there'll be people who their overall audience isn't necessarily that huge compared to some of the premier streamers out there.
Oh, sure.
They'll be in the thousands or tens of thousands, and those are good numbers, but they're not a million,
right,
like some of the big streamers. And yet there will be tons of people watching on Play Smite, and it's like Travis said, it's humbling, and it kind of freaks you out, because it's like, what did we do right, and what can we continue to do right? And when I say we, I mean Travis. To keep the excitement level high like that. And it's a really cool thing to see. People that maybe 1,000 people have watched them in the lifetime of their streaming channel, and for some reason there's 400 people watching them play Smite out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's not like they're somehow on the front page of somewhere. We haven't put them on Facebook or anything like that. They're just there, and it's really cool to see.
I agree. It's what can you guys ask for more? I mean, it's just everybody loves the game. Everybody that's played it likes it. They keep coming back, and they keep telling their friends. I mean, you guys have got a great game, and that's all that really matters. So it'll just keep getting bigger and bigger until you guys don't know what to do anymore. So good luck.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. Yes. So let's see. Let's go to some other questions that we had. Shiny Things, did you have any other follow-up questions you wanted to ask from your...
Yeah, actually I did. I've noticed lately that if you get purification beads against Hades, it generally tends to shut him down. Is there any way you guys plan on buffing him or countering that in the future?
Yeah, he's one of the ones that I am specifically looking at. I see the same things that you see. Purification beads do have a long cooldown timer. They can't be used for everybody. So you might see a team with an Amir and Anubis and Hades, and maybe the other team has purification beads. It sometimes comes down to working with your team to make sure that you're using the right things at the right time, and and waiting for the enemy team to blow their purification beads on a mere stun to follow up with Hades ultimate.
Yeah, it's almost one of those things that in order to work around it, you'd have to completely change something. So it's almost more interesting for a gameplay mechanic to figure out how to work around it, especially with Hades as he is now, because so many of his moves look just like his ultimate. So
Yeah.
That's right.
so
Any more?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, I wanted to ask what you guys think about the Mystical Mark ×5
Yes.
setup.
Yes.
Lols.
Here it goes.
It has been beaten though.
Now I've had conversations about this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, against a team that's not prepared,
Mhm.
you know, and you only really find this scenario happening in the 5-on-5 queues,
Right.
mostly.
Yeah.
Against a team that's not paying attention to that strategy, it's really effective. 5 people jumping on someone, is
And by jumping, you mean casually walking over to.
casually walking next to them, just standing next to them, and then them falling over dead. is maybe that's not great, but could those 5 people have driven that guy in the ground anyway?
Probably.
Possibly, if they've all focused him down.
Probably.
Probably. And what I'm always going back to is that we try to make sure that there are counters in the game for certain scenarios, such as that. They're running around with 5 items that give them magical protection, and they had to sacrifice an item slot, and they're doing magical damage in an area. So if the enemy team decides just to get magical protection, then it pretty much counters that, but also maybe they choose not to get Mystical Mark, and they get items that may give them a bit bigger benefit in other areas. I mean, I've seen these teams stack those items and then also get countered.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Fixie, would you like to tell us?
Yeah, Fixie. Tell us about that time when you and I ran into that.
Oh, we pooped on that build. It was so bad. So there's a streamer who's I don't want to say very popular, but kind of popular. I won't call him out, Wolfie. But they were running that 5 Mystical Mark, and it was like, Mystical Mark, hit the tab button. Oh my God, it's Mystical Mark. First thing you do, Tier 2 prop boots. Tier 2 prop boots should be bought on everybody anyway. Tier 2 prop boots helps mitigate the damage. Buy 3 pops. Play passive, stay in lane. Level 6 or 7, everybody on their team runs the Fire Giant. Guys, where'd everybody go? I wonder if they're doing Fire Giant. Oh my God. Walk in there, wipe them all out, steal Fire Giant, do the same thing 2 or 3 times, it's over. Stack MR, stack health, and the 4th or 5th item should probably also be Mystical Mark. GG. It's a really easy build to counter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Now, we have also talked about maybe we don't allow the Fire Giant to spawn so early, just to eliminate any possibilities of things happening, and giving them an advantage so early in the game.
Yeah, that's
is
also
true.
a possibility, because that's really what makes that build so strong. It isn't necessarily the 5 people walking up right up next to you. It's they can go at level 6, kill Fire Giant, which gives them such a ridiculous advantage in every possible way that 2 of them can wipe your whole team.
Yeah.
But if Fire Giant didn't spawn,
Could you maybe
Not such a
have
big deal.
Fire Giant's buff scale? Like, the later the game, the bigger the damage? Or, the earlier the game, the weaker it is. So it's kind of a useless strategy to try.
oh, I'm
Not
sure about
useless,
that.
but, it only gives you a minor buff at the early stages of the game versus, huge later.
That's actually
Yeah, go ahead.
that's actually something that I want to jump in on. It's actually just in chat here. Wards. I feel like a solid counter to that would be, why are they visible to other people?
The reason why that they are visible to other people, and the reason why they should be visible to other people, is that 3 scenarios really that are in the game right now. One is if your team has placed a ward near an enemy ward, you will see their ward. Obviously, you can go over and kill it, and your ward will then be covering that area. The other two scenarios that we have in the game right now are the Arachne eggs act as wards, and Artemis's traps act as wards. So you will also see the enemy wards in those cases. Now, what I did find yesterday is that we do have a bug currently that allows, as soon as my ward detects your ward, and I destroy your ward, my ward is visible from then on, and that is the problem with the wards right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's a bug, and our video is frozen.
Oh, it is brilliant. Continue. Awesome. Our camera apparently is overheating now. So,
That's lovely.
Don't you live on like? Wait, actually, I don't remember where you live. Isn't it on like East Coast?
yeah, we're down in
I'd
South
be
Carolina.
Entirely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Columbia.
Yeah,
we were
and if you guys wanna-
skipping a stone's throw away from those guys down there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
copy
fine
and
against
pasted
me.
in chat the thing about the wards. That was also a question answered in our great question answer on blgaming.com.
Thanks to Shiny
So,
Things.
Thanks, Shiny Things.
Thank you. I actually had a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
One of them was, why is Agni's stun so hard or easy to land? Like, it's just there.
Because it's fun. Agni was one of the characters in the alpha that was extremely difficult to play. The stun was impossible to land, and it seemed like Agni was one of the weakest mages. Through a couple of changes to make their Agni's abilities quicker turnaround time so that Agni can fire multiple abilities back to back, we made the stun easier to land.
What?
Now, is it too easy to land? I don't know.
Nah.
Well, are his win-loss ratios a bit out of stuff?
He's
Only one
he's
played
pretty
by
good,
Outside. Sorry.
but he's definitely not outside of the range that we want him to be. He is able to land the stun pretty quickly, and that's something that I was just looking at in general. I don't know that I would say that his stun is where his issues would lie. If he can stun, that's great. It's really not terribly easy to land.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he can follow that up with damage that can kill another mage pretty quickly, maybe that's where we need to be looking at. The stun combo is really fun to execute. It's really fun as an Agni player, and when you're playing against Agni, getting stunned, you're not mad necessarily at the fact that you got stunned. You're mad because maybe he killed you after that.
Yeah. So, for all the new viewers that have been joining us over these past 20 minutes, in the top left here, we have a HiRezTravis is the white box on the left, and HiRezDuke is on the right there with the
Chainsaw.
Ash, with the chainsaw and Ash avatar. So, in case you're wondering who's talking, that's Travis is the left one and Duke is the right one.
Also, a pro tip for Agni: you can just hold down the button on his ultimate, and it just casts them all in a row really fast.
Rapid fire cannon.
Yep, rapid fire cannon. So, all you guys,
But well, do you think it's also part of his, strength lies in the fact that he can level 1 clear a wave, which no one else can really do?
Ao Kong does it really without much issue.
Not level 1 though.
Sure, he does. You get the thing, and they all die.
The thing.
The thing. That one thing.
Yeah,
the
the tornadoes.
Agni is the only character right now that can clear a wave of minions at level 1, but has to put himself in significant
Risk.
risk to
Danger.
do so.
Significant risk.
Well, I'd
He
like
skills
to.
like crap too. He doesn't skill very well at all. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
well-
crying OP nerf Agni, like once you hit level like 16 to 18, like if you've built properly, which means building MR, then you're really not in any danger of being destroyed by one god.
Yeah.
Can you do
But
his face again, please?
I'd like to disagree that, he has to put himself in danger. Once you clear that first wave, if you backdash away from the turret, and let them just walk into it, you can mostly level 1. I mean, it doesn't exactly kill them 100%, like, dashing into them does, but it's much safer.
Yeah, I've seen several different approaches on the Agni mid, and whenever I'm playing mid against Agni that tries to do the dash towards me, I just walk into his fire. And you've got 6 minions hitting him, and typically I'll kill the level 1 Agni because he saw an internet post somewhere that said that that's the strat to use.
Very cool. We like that.
Yeah, I like it.
I say reinforced boots to OP.
Yeah.
Cool. So now I'd like to. Do we have any of you guys have any other very important questions that you must get to him?
Yeah, Fixie, did you?
I do.
Oh, go ahead.
Spectator mode. How soon
yeah.
can we expect that to come out for all the people who want to watch their friends play and whatnot?
I know. We have spectator mode. We just need a UI treatment, believe it or not, and
Nice.
it's not priority over chat.
I agree.
Over teaming.
I agree.
And so on.
Especially the chat
agree.
part. Especially the chat part.
Yes. The chat.
Now, I know I asked you in the interview about 4 queues and why they don't work. Will we ever get 4 people queues? Because I know there's times when our team wants to get together and play, and maybe one person is missing, but we can't queue up together because
Can't
there's no
find
4
that
queue.
fifth.
Yes. I'll let you in on a secret. I didn't even really want 3-man queues.
Oh.
But that said, we're always looking at matchmaking and making sure, like I tried to answer in that interview question earlier, we want to make sure that we don't give a team such a significant advantage in this pub queue. As soon as you allow 3 people together, that is, you'd be surprised, a significant advantage over whatever team we could come up with to match up against them.
Yeah.
When you look at 4 players, that's almost just overwhelming.
Yeah.
So you kind of just don't want to have 4 people, then the one guy wanting to do something, and then the 4 people say, no, we're going to team up and do this, and you're going to follow us, pretty much.
It's more your opponent when you have that 4-man team. There's no amount of player combinations we can put on that other team, short of another 4-man team.
Yeah.
That will compensate for the coordination that the 4-man team that you are running will give you. It's just overwhelming.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Yeah. We saw things like that in Super Monday Night Combat when they let just whatever size queue go up against everyone else, and it was awful, miserable.
Yeah.
No fun.
There was a
But
lot
beyond
of
that, it was like
Population bottomed out when they did that.
yeah.
Very, very obviously.
Somebody's breaking into Fixie's house.
Yeah, she didn't like the fact that he didn't like 3-man queues, so she went nuts.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So
I just don't have 2 friends to play with, so I'm like, nah.
Forever alone.
nice.
I've got a question for Travis, if that's all right.
Go for it.
All right. Confirm or deny. The hidden ELO is based on the order in which you are in the lobby. Come on, bro. Come on.
We all want to know this.
Forums, hook me up.
Yeah, we need to know.
Let me say that the top person on the list is the highest ranking on that team.
Okay.
Interesting.
But the rest isn't in order?
He's just not going to confirm or
No.
deny it now.
And then the very
rest
last is
may
second.
or may not be in order.
Yeah.
I see.
I'll take that.
I'll take
That's
that.
good
We'll
enough.
take what we can
Okay.
get. We
So
take what you can
whenever
get.
I play with Alakite and he's always at the top, I know why now.
Yes.
That's because he got
Actually,
20
I think
kills.
Restarian beats me half the time.
Uh-oh. Not Restarian.
Restarian, I'm trying to think who
Restarian.
else. Honey Badger, I think, does. Maybe not.
Honey Badger.
Number 1 to you.
It actually
Yeah.
works for and against you, though. When I get into a match and I'm not at the top, I'm thinking, yes, we've got some good teammates. When I'm at the top, I'm like, all right, I got to play a carry.
Ah. See, now all the top people are only going to play carries. See what you did, Fixie?
I always ruin it. Whatever.
Yeah, you do.
Look, it's one of those things I was losing sleep over. I had to know.
Yeah.
Very true.
You have a lot of those,
Can you go to
don't you?
bed?
Yeah.
What? I couldn't hear you over how awesome I am. I'm sorry.
I had a
Since
It's
when
not
were you
something you do on
awesome?
camera.
No, I'm just kidding.
I had a question for you, Travis.
Yes.
What kind of ETA can we expect on some of the game's UI redesigns, like the store and various other elements of it, menus, that kind of stuff?
That is our UI team's primary focus.
Great.
Above all else, like I was saying earlier, we really do want to advance spectator mode UI as much as possible. But right now, it's all about the game lobby, the experience outside the match, and then we will go back to inside the match.
I actually have one for you as well. Will there be smart casting implemented?
It is on our list. Yeah. It is something that we definitely see the need to add.
Do you have an idea of how it's going to be? Like maybe hold until like release? Well, I don't know, like because some of the skills I feel like would be hard. So if you would maybe hold and then when you release it, it does stuff, or I don't know how you guys are planning on implementing that.
I think the one that we were talking about most about was the hold and release.
Yeah. That can really change things.
Yes, obviously you could fire things off quicker.
Sparkcast for noobs, anyways. Whatever.
So do you have to run soon, Travis?
Because I know
No, I'm fine.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
actually, yeah, I want to play Smite.
Okay. Other than that,
It's like, yeah, I've been
'cause-
working all day and I want to play this.
Yeah. Because
We
we
could just
wanted
do a
to
game.
open up the phones and allow some people to call up and actually talk to you. Which
And
would
I
be,
wanted to say thank you, Kennedy, for pointing that out for us.
Yes, as
Yeah.
we totally
Missed that.
missed that we had the pre-show sign still up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So,
Yeah, well, you know, it happens. So,
Whatever.
yeah, give us a call on Skype. It is perfect.rain.
yep, just
And,
message me and I will be getting you in as you come to me.
Yep, we have some questions. And in the meantime, I was going to ask you, Travis, what is your favorite type of seafood?
Do you like seafood?
What is it about seafood that makes it disgusting? I love shrimp, but man, everything else is just not that great.
What about scallops? What about scallops?
Scallops again. What makes them? When I go to the Japanese steakhouse and they put them on that grill, what makes them pop and hop around like crazy when they put them on there?
I have a very important question for you, Travis. Bart would like to know his ELO.
I cannot look that up right now.
Bart can send an email.
Actually, I'm kind of interested. What's the starting number for the ELO, or like how, or you know, what numbers is it around? Because I remember Alpha was like 60.
Yeah. The cool thing about the ELO ranking is it doesn't matter what number you start with. Because that number is just the entry point, and that means that number will be the average. The one thing we do is for new players, we consider them average in that case, and they would be on the same ranking level as someone that has played 300 games and also is average. But what we do for the new players is we artificially bump them down in ranking when we do their initial matchmaking up to a certain number of matches, just to make sure that we don't consider people that are 60 ELO because they're new as equal players to someone that's played 200 games, 300 games, and also is 60.
It's a
Interesting.
really good idea.
We
Okay. Yeah.
we do have our first caller here. Appetite would like to ask a question. Are you there, Appetite?
Yes.
Yay! Talk a little louder and you'll be good
Yeah. He's
Yep,
kinda-
you are online.
with
Hey, what's
everybody.
up? I'd like to thank you for Smite, the awesome game. I played League of Legends when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my question is, a lot of people have concerns about gods and how fast they come out, and when is the next god going to be out, and how fast are they planning to come out afterward? like League of Legends usually does about a month to 2 months now for new gods or champions.
I believe that League of Legends is on a new god or a new champion every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
something like
confirmed,
that.
yes.
We were, but because we know that we're on a short end of the gods because we're just now getting started into production of them. That we know we need to increase the rate that we add them into the game. So right now we are shooting for a schedule that will release a new god every 2 weeks.
And this is starting when?
This would be starting with the very next one.
Great.
Awesome.
Awesome. Good question.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Let's
you.
get to our next caller. Ooh. Excuse me. So we have Too Tall here in just a second after I get him
Wait.
back.
How-
There we are.
How tall?
Too tall.
He's too tall.
How's it going?
Good.
Hey,
How are you
you're
doing?
online. What,
All right. I just had a simple question. Is there going to be any buffs to the jungle? Because the jungle kind of seems a little lackluster, whereas you don't seem to get enough gold and experience for the jungle to actually effectively jungle, and you tend to fall behind.
That's a good
Is there
question.
any changes to that?
If we make changes there, now the jungle has never been something that seems like someone can totally sustain themselves
Mhm. I like
for the entirety of the first 12, 13, 14 levels and never leave. The jungle is primarily used for those buffs and coming in and out of the lanes, and it actually adds a lot more excitement to the game when you don't have one player that's just MIA for the first 10, 15 minutes.
yeah.
Um,
So you didn't want to really have a
what we will-
specific jungler role. You kind of just wanted to have a ability to kind of get extra buffs.
That's right. Going in and out of the lane is really what we're after there. It's way more fun when you know someone's jungling and at level 2 he can come flying out after you. So it's a lot more exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. And flying out after you with some really nasty buffs that you might have to run hard away from.
Exactly.
So,
All
as
right,
intended.
That's my question.
But right
thank
now
you.
it's as intended. We don't want someone to stay in the jungle and then show up, 10 minutes later.
Okay, yeah, I could kind of see that because the way the jungle was kind of set up, you didn't receive that much gold at all. It was almost not even anywhere near the lane gold. I mean, the little minions only give like 15, and I think the big guys give 40, and it's just nowhere near as significant as just staying in lane.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. I agree about the green buff being too strong, chat.
Yep, it is very strong in the beginning.
Yeah.
You're more or less licensed to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much
Except
for your
tower
call.
dive. Right?
Every
Thank you.
person in game Hands of Gods OP.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
and we had a written question here.
Yeah, we have a couple. One was, how does one report bugs effectively so the developers can, to best get it to the developers and it not just get lost wherever, not put in a
I can
stack and
answer
forgotten
that.
about. Go for it, Duke.
There's actually, if you go to the Bugs and Issues forum, there's actually a sticky there or an announcement post that tells you how to use the form in game, and that goes directly to QA.
Great.
Awesome.
I like
Great.
that.
Great.
Also, using the bug report feature in the game works as well. I know that.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
The announcement post tells people how to use that tool. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Sorry.
Nice.
No, excellent.
Great.
And we are getting our next caller on here. Paul, are you there?
I have a question.
Yeah, man.
Why are you
Oh.
whispering?
Freaked
Trying
out.
to talk loud. You hear me?
Yes.
All right. My question was about, in the early game with the lanes, should our objective be pushing the lanes as hard as possible, and then, or should it be more like League or Dota, with a focus on last hitting and maintaining lane position, as to not overextend. Any advice on that, and also payouts as a part, difference in payouts between making the last hit or just being in the vicinity.
Yeah, great. There's two things about that. That we've tried to make changes to make it more action oriented and less. Let me put it this way: in League of Legends, Dota, and Han, it's always been so weird to me that I'm in a battle for what is my life, and I'm trying to protect my base, and I'm trying not to kill the things that are right in front of me. I'm getting yelled at because I just killed the bad guy. You know, wait, these minions are attacking my. I'm not supposed to kill them. So what we've tried to do is make it so that yes, you still get a benefit for last hitting the minions, but it's not something that we want to detract. We don't want to detract. We don't want to deter the players from trying to get progress in the game and getting towards the towers. The other thing that we wanted
another
to make
part of
sure
that was, is there a benefit for me to defer the last hits to, like, you know, say my range, like I'm a tankier guy like Vamana in lane with an Artemis, right? That's just something that we were playing with today. Is there incentive for me to let her make the last hit?
Yes and no. If you did, it's tricky because you want to push the lane. If you push your lane to the enemy tower, and their enemy tower is killing the minions instead of them, the damage that the tower is doing to that minion makes the reward that the enemy team gets from that lower. So as the tower is doing damage to your minions, they're losing XP, or they're losing gold. Sorry.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a trade-off there for putting yourself in more danger from the jungle.
That's right. The best way to gain the advantage on the enemy is to actually push your lane more, not play passively and bring the minions back to your own tower.
Very cool.
Right on. All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
I just want to follow up on that real quick as well. Like, you like the benefits of last hitting in this game are like completely outshined by pushing, and a lot of people don't realize how far the extra gold goes. And one more thing about last hitting and not pushing: if you're just last hitting and you're being pushed into your tower, you're going to be able to have somebody come over and gank that lane for you. But if you're pushed up all the way in that tower, you know, early mid-game, mid's not going to come over left, jump into their tower range and start hitting on them, because it's going to be a wipe for you guys. So last hitting is going to be beneficial if you've got like a roaming mid or a roaming jungler, because it'll be much easier to get some ganks in, and your revenue, your money increase is going to start climbing really, really quickly as well. Yeah.
And actually what I'll do is, if I'm in a solo lane versus two, let's say I'm left lane versus two, and they've got me pushed, I will make sure that they push me just to the edge of my tower. I will not let my tower hit those minions at all, and I will stay to the point where the ranged minions stop just short of that line, so that I can make sure I get all the gold.
Great.
Cool.
Great. And we are guys trying to get through all the questions. If for whatever reason we don't get to your question, we will submit another Q&A to Travis, because these are some really great questions, and we'll post it on our website, blgaming.com. So
I'll have the thread up right here in the next few minutes that you can post any questions you have to.
Yeah,
if that would make it easier.
I do. Go ahead. Well, we want to let Shiny Things ask her question.
Yeah,
because she's been waiting patiently there.
I haven't. I'm a big Vamana player when Jake's not stealing him from me for the jungle. And I was wondering, when are we getting our Gangster Vamana skin? I'm totally looking forward to that skin.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, the Gangster. Yeah, it looks so cool. When are we getting that?
that one is my favorite. He is. It's definitely coming. I can't give you a date on it.
Right.
But he is definitely going to be at it.
Okay, sooner rather than later, kind of thing.
Hey Travis, can we tell him why that one's taking a little bit longer than a normal skin would?
Yes, please tell us.
Just so you understand, like, the process of creating them. Or?
Sure, we'd love to.
Yeah.
Well, no. I was just gonna say that, I mean, there's a specific thing about that skin that makes it a little more difficult to get in the game than, you know, say Hades' new skin or whatever.
Gotta tell us now.
Is his bling gonna sparkle like his little necklaces he has, his big bling dollars or whatever?
Hang on, Travis. I'll say it in Skype chat, and you can let me know if it's okay. How's that?
All right.
The poor viewers, these poor people.
Such a tease.
Oh,
poor
we
us.
Yeah, we just have so many questions from everybody.
Not even using our Skype chat.
Yeah, I know their own.
Damn, you can't cheat.
Yep. So,
nah, man, it's totally the Hindu people.
Yeah, we'll totally.
They totally saw.
I said it specifically to you, Travis.
Yeah, I see that. I was gonna mention that. if you haven't already seen the leaked Vamana skin,
Don't know what
It's not
you're
actually
talking
on
I don't
the
know what you're
card,
talking
that's
about.
why.
I'm innocent.
oh, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. So they wouldn't actually know this. That's why this is sort of a reveal.
Well,
It's
some of
it's
them
actually
don't know.
it's more fun to let people try to figure this out.
Mhm.
A rapper wouldn't carry an umbrella. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
He's got a cane. It's got to be a pimp.
He's got a baseball bat,
rapper.
right?
He's just like this awesome rapper.
Or a microphone.
He just has like
Big
this
mic-
big umbrella he just smacks people with.
It's gonna be a pimp cane.
That's his pimp hand. It's his pimp hand.
Where's my powder?
Oh yes.
Can you
I
just tell
totally
us?
thought it was going to be the Hindu people that saw it and were like all mad about it.
Oh, brilliant.
No. So, what are some of the other questions we have,
Yes,
Demon?
let's. Good God.
What do we got?
I think Duke was
Jake,
wanting
do
to
you
ask
wanna
a question.
Oh
for
yeah,
like
Duke. What,
minutes.
you had a question a while ago.
All right, super quick. So several people have actually said this in chat, and Ragnar even sent me a message on Skype
Yes.
about it. Travis, this is something I don't know if this has come up in the studio much, even though people probably rage about it from time to time. But Gem of Isolation stacking with abilities that already slow. What's the basic question from the community is, yo, what's the deal?
Well, it's it's something that we will continue to look at. It doesn't feel good to be slowed to the extents that we're seeing, but I'm chasing an issue right now that makes it stronger than it should be right now in the game.
Slows in general, right?
Slows in general. That's right.
Okay.
Great.
Well, I kind of like to expand that to: is anything going to be done about the AOE slows, like especially or AOE DOTs, especially like Agni can, his dash slows you, while slowing you even more. The DOT is just
It's a Yo-Dog slow.
yeah.
Whatever.
Like he has so
you're
many AOEs.
Yes. There are two different things that I've been looking at, and one of them is with any sort of damage over time ability, it just makes the slow last for a really long duration.
Yeah, it does.
AOE is not necessarily a problem. It's just that if you got hit with a dot, then you're slowed for 6 seconds by Alkang, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Okay, we have a Ragnar here to ask his follow-up question that he wanted to ask with that.
It's kind of related. I was wondering, because a couple patches ago you removed auras stacking with each other on teammates, so like 5 people can get a Soul Eater and get 5 Soul Eater auras. Why did you continue to allow the mystical mark to stack against enemy units?
Late to the party, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't here the whole time. I just got an email like 10 minutes ago about this.
Yeah, that's a good question. That actually, when we were talking about which ones should stack and should all auras not stack, that was one that I actually didn't want to remove that ability from stacking. I wanted to see how effective it would be and whether or not it's a penalty. For example, if that didn't stack, if that item didn't stack, and we had it like this before, no one would buy it. Because it stacks, there's teams that think that they all need to buy it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's like, if we make it not stack, no one will ever buy that item.
So now the trick is to make the team think they need to buy 3 of them and not 5.
Yeah.
Some combination of them.
Yeah.
I would rather think of that item as something that that we want it to stack, but if it's too strong that it stacks, then we adjust potentially the radius or the amount of damage it does on the ticks.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
It's
like
not a
getting
big deal
that.
anymore.
item as a tank because then I can reliably jungle much faster.
That's right. Yeah.
Justice.
And that's the intent of it. When 5 people on a same team get that item, you know, it's a little silly that they're running around trying to like leg hump everybody just so they can laugh about it in chat. But I guess I want to play against that team. 5 mystical marks is what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's interesting. When you said laugh about it in chat, that reminded me of something that I see in the game, and I always want to ask you guys. I always forget. All chat, before and during the game, will it ever happen?
All chat is rage-inducing.
That's why it's there, bro.
I don't think I've ever seen someone say, "Hey, opponent, that was a really good job." So it's something that we had in originally, and we took out because it's never been used to make someone have a better experience during the game.
Mm-hmm. We were being really mean to each other in the studio. That's basically what happened.
Children. Come on.
What
now.
if there's like the global option like League of Legends has to totally ignore all chat, or, you know, in every game it just auto turns off all chat? Or what about that? So the people that want it can have it, and the people that don't
have to hear it.
Well, we've talked about it, and it was interesting because we decided that we don't want all chat, and within about a month of PAX, League of Legends, I believe, is that when they added it, they added the option to not have all chat, and so we felt like we're making the right decision there, and for new players,
yeah, definitely,
you definitely don't want new players to have to deal with the opponents saying, "Wow, you're so horrible."
Yeah,
and that's typically what I found in League of Legends, what all chat was used for.
Yeah. I will agree there. At one time, being a new player in League of Legends, that was pretty
rough. Yeah,
it was pretty awful. You pretty much just had to completely ignore chat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I see that, you know, as new players, it's almost just as bad from your teammate, or probably worse from your teammates than your opponents, anyways.
Yeah, but at least there's only 4 of them versus 9 of them.
Yeah. So we have our next caller here. Kennedy would like to ask you a question at some point.
Hey, Kennedy, what's up?
Yo, Kennedy.
Hey. This question goes back to the whole slows thing, and it's been bothering me for a bit.
Oh my god!
I would say Fixie's gonna hit me for asking this. Can you actually tell us though, like explain how slows currently interact with boots or speed buffs that you throw down on the ground? Because it feels like they ignore them right now, but we can't tell because the UI in game doesn't actually change to show what your speed is when you get slowed. For some reason, it doesn't show it at all. So I was just wondering if you could explain how slows interact with speed buffs that you throw down, like Hebo, for example, throwing down his little yellow river.
Yellow
It's
river.
yellow? When was it yellow?
Or whatever it's called.
Blue?
What is the god of, yo?
It is. It's Yellow River.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. It's something that has come up internally this week as well, because we're trying to chase down exactly what you're talking about. What is happening when I'm sitting in a Hebo River with Gem of Isolation, and as Vamana, I try to sprint out of it. You know, why am I going half speed when I should at least be going normal walk speed? So yes, we are working on getting the speed to accurately be represented on your HUD when you're in those slows, so that we can then use that to further investigate what is exactly happening when we have a speed buff with a speed debuff, and why necessarily they're not lining up.
Okay.
Nice.
That's good enough for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right.
No.
Well, we will go ahead and say goodbye to our shiny thing. She needs to go to bed. So thanks for joining
Bye,
us.
Johnny.
Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you for coming on here and talking with us and letting us in on a few little secrets here and there. It was really a pleasure getting to interview and interact with you guys a lot. So we really, really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
No problem.
Us and
Hi-rez.
all the other people who are watching
All the other
are all
bunch of
very
people.
interested.
Yeah. So everybody have a good night.
Latest.
Good night.
Good
Peace.
night.
You,
Alright.
Shiny.
So,
I've actually got to bail too, guys.
All right.
Oh,
thank you,
So
dude.
it's been fun hanging out, but I
It has.
actually have to get some stuff done with some other priorities. So
No problem.
Great.
thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Play video games.
Thank you for joining us, Duke.
I'm actually out as well,
Later.
so thanks for the time.
Later, guys.
Later. Later, all you other.
All right.
For
Wow, we
just a
must have
one
just hit like
thing.
the magic time.
Yeah.
Was it the hat?
Yeah. Yes.
Alright.
Travis, do we need to let
I
you
love
go?
that.
Do you want to give us a time frame on how much time we have left? Because we could keep you up all night, I'm sure.
Yeah, we have questions like you would not believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still okay. I
All right,
do
great.
want to still get some game time in.
Feel
All right,
free to
all
play
right,
the
all right.
game while talking.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
no,
should
we've
play
tried that before. It doesn't
you guys
work.
could all just team up and play. It would be hilarious.
Yeah?
We could do that.
We could.
Let's play a game.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do
we'll
that.
answer questions while we do that. Well, then I will. While we're all still here, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show, and then we'll just start. I'm gonna end the recording, so they have to watch us playing the game, and I'll start another one for that.
Yeah, guys, so
So-
don't go anywhere, even though
Yes.
all these boxes are black.
Yeah, we will be jumping into a game with Travis and Duke and Fixie and Alakite. We have too many people.
No.
Yeah.
How long till custom games?
Really?
I want to know.
3, 4, 5.
Custom game spectator mode.
I don't
Yeah,
And
we
then
have
can,
5.
Then we can
Yeah,
get
we
our
have 5.
T-shirts,
3,
man.
5.
Everyone else bounce.
1, 2,
We're
3.
good.
Okay.
I'll do the inviting, I guess. Oh, I
Yeah.
just invited a random person.
Oh, nice, nice.
Press the red arrow. Don't do it.
You can't.
Oh,
I
whoa.
hate that
I
you
just wanted
can't
to tell them,
press
you know.
the minus button if they're not technically in the party with you.
Alakite, shush. So thank you all for watching this part of the show. We're going to be jumping into game. You can of course follow me, Demon Machine, on Twitter. Rebel Zero doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't have.
No,
Twitter.
no,
Who cares
no.
about his Twitter?
I'm a social network fail.
Yeah, Alakite, and of course Fixie. I guess you guys are on Twitter, right?
Yeah, just fix it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Alakite's Alakite. Great.
And just
man.
Google Fixie.
Travis, do you have a Twitter?
I do not twit.
You do not.
You do not quit. Nice.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop on those types of things.
I want to show you a
Facebook, so-
bug. Well, I want to tell you about a bug. This is a bug that happens all the time. Should I just grab the camera and show
No,
you?
no, no. Definitely anything but doing
That.
that.
Whenever I launch my launcher, it freaks out and doesn't, it disappears. But if
Yeah,
I
it goes
mouse
behind
over certain
everything.
things, it'll come back. Certain parts of it'll come back.
Yeah, he's got like an opacity launcher.
Yeah.
Like his
It's
play
amazing.
button is inside Skype, and
Yeah, it's
then
like
there's the video that's inside XSplit. Oh, it's really, really freaky looking.
Why don't you
Screenshot it.
just record or maybe a small little Fraps video or something,
Mm-hmm.
and send that on to Duke.
Okay. I will.
Yes, I like it.
I shall do that. Other than that, I will go ahead and get in the game.
Ooh, I like this. Look at that. This is a really
So,
crazy
this
looking
recording
borderless
thing.
window.
I will stop this recording now. Thank you all for watching. We'll be up for the
See
next
you
video for the game.
At HiRezTravis.